Welcome, fellow artists, to Lyricology 101. I still don't have my channel back yet, but we back again with another personal breakdown with my man King Mushu with his track Dead to Me. This is one of those personal tracks. I feel like it's really going in on just some history of his family and family members and what he's been going through. So if you guys are interested, if you guys want your song broken down in a similar fashion, hit up your boy at Lyricology101 mail@gmail.com. Please add the mail or hit me up at Lyricology101 on Instagram. This track is interesting in particular because the theme of the concept of the song, or at least the album as a whole, is related to death and life. The spirit realm and the earthly realm almost simultaneously. So King Mushu is just going to go into some depth about some family issues, but I also feel like there are some layers and esoteric concepts in regard to the afterlife. All right, so let's get the ball rolling. I hope you're having a good one. Let's get started. Hey!
It's King Moo, the done dada, baby. Yeah, that's why you're dead to me. Yeah, you ain't got no loyalty. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. When things fall through and time shows you the truth, you know who's there for you, who's not supposed to be. You ain't got no loyalty. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me.
Bam. All right, so this is the hook, of course, but we're starting off with that. Let's just jump into the rhymes. If you see some color on this joint, it's a rhyme. If you see some gray around it and it's bracketed, it's a flow. It's a cadence, a rhythm, if you will. And sometimes that is what stands out more than the rhymes themselves. So in this situation, he's just going off the ooh sound, anchoring onto that. Then he lands on supposed to be, 3-syllable supposed to be matched with loyalty, and then dead to me, and he anchors to me. But the cadence is what I'm hearing too. Who's not supposed to be, ain't got no loyalty. That's why you're dead to me. That's a 6-syllable cadence, a 6-syllable flow. It comes together well. We got the internals with the ooh sound, but what's standing out more is that cadence. Who's not supposed to be, ain't got no loyalty. That's why you're dead to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sounds really dope. What is he saying though?
Things fall through and time shows you the truth. You know who's there for you, who's not supposed to be. You ain't got no loyalty. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me.
All right, so when things fall through, when nothing works out, and time shows you the truth, when you eventually see what everything is, and you know who's there for you and who's not supposed to be, you will know who it is because time will reveal who's the snake and who is your angel, right? You ain't got no loyalty. You're not dedicated or connected to anything. So the concept of loyalty to me lands on the idea. I mean, we already know it's about his family, right? We don't know the subject yet because the song just started, but based on what we're going to learn soon, it's about a family member. And that family member has no loyalty, which means he's not loyal to even his own family. That's why he's dead to him. But also with that concept of death in the air, as a living man, he's dead to him as an individual, but also in his mind, he feels like this man may have died on the inside and he's literally dead. He's not here anymore. Really good shit, man. So what is he saying next?
That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me.
You already know I got the 6th sense like VinCENT Gray, finding a penny and a nickel. My intuition knows, so you finna flows to all you fold niggas can disappear and get ghosts.
Bam. All right, so interesting flow concept, guys. Keep up with it, right? The way I want you guys to perceive this artist is that he's going to allow himself to anchor on the end rhymes and he's just going to dance around with these rhythms. His rhyming to me feels like he anchors to the end and then he just sprinkles whatever internals he can on the inside. And eventually you will see it. It'll be like, wow, these internals are everywhere. They're all over the place. But it's more so about the cadence he utilizes in the flow and how he anchors himself to the end rhyme. So here's a perfect example. You already know I got the 6th sense like VinCENT Gray, finding the penny and a nickel, right? So already know and a nickel, 4-syllable cadence, already know and a nickel. Those two are paired perfectly. Everything in between are like sub flows and sub rhymes. So you already know, and it's this 2-syllable swing he's about to do. I got the 6th sense like VinCENT Gray, finding a penny and a nickel. Now, it's not all rhyme, but it's all flowed. 6th sense, VinCENT, finding, penny are all on this 2-syllable swing. Then my man is going to go into another flow. intuition knows if your friend or foe for one bar, and then he's going to bounce and go back to that 2-syllable swing that he did with this. All you faux niggas can disappear and get ghosts. You'll hear it.
You already know I got the sixth sense like VinCENT Gray, finding a penny and a nickel. My intuition knows if you friend or foes to all you faux niggas can disappear and get ghosts.
You see what I'm saying? So all that, it's like sixth sense, VinCENT, finding, penny, niggas, dissa, get ghost are all in a family. Already know and a nickel, they're in a family. Intuition knows if you're friend or foe, they're in a family. He's anchored to the O sound. No, nickel. Intuition knows if you're friend or foe. So all you foe niggas can disappear and get ghosts. So he's everything's anchored to the end of the bar, or at least for the end of those cadences. So the flow is dope, but he's going to do more. He's got these internals with the I sound. They're quick. They're at the beginning, but they're tiny. The in sound, sixth sense, VinCENT, N's are everywhere. Penny, and a nickel. He bent and a nickel. He matched Gray and A. So like VinCENT Gray finding a penny and a nickel, he's deliberately pronouncing it like that just so he can emphasize the syllables. So he knows what he wants to do, but I do feel like he is more, his style is rested more on the cadences and the flows and how he anchors to that end rhyme. All right, but what's my man talking about? What you saying, man?
You already know I got the sixth sense like VinCENT Gray, finding a penny and a nickel.
All right, so you already know I got the sixth sense, right? He has a sixth sense, a special ability, like VinCENT Gray finding a penny and a nickel, right? So a penny and a nickel is sixth sense. And then VinCENT Gray, and he has the play off of cent and VinCENT. So VinCENT Gray finding a penny and a nickel. In the movie Sixth Sense, the first person we see with a sixth sense ability is VinCENT Gray. He's actually the guy that kills himself at the beginning. So the perspective that I feel like he threw in, he references Sixth Sense, which also gives me the perspective of Bruce Willis looking at VinCENT Gray before Bruce gets killed, right? So once again, he's back on the theme of death and life already at the beginning, right? First couple bars. So you already know I got the sixth sense like VinCENT Gray finding a penny and a nickel. My intuition knows, right? So my intuition is in relation to the sixth sense that he has. My intuition knows if you're friend or foe, so all you foe niggas can disappear and get ghost, right? So the get ghost goes back to the sixth sense bar, but I like what he does here. If you're friend or foe, so all you foe, so if you're a foe, you're an enemy. And also, if you are a foe, you're fake, right? You're not real. You're not really there. So if you're friend or foe, my intuition knows if you're friend or foe, so all you foe niggas can disappear and get ghost. So you can actually vanish because you're fake. You're not real. So the grounded perspective is you're not a real person as an individual. And then the higher perspective is you're not even really here. You're not even actually in existence. Very good, man. I like these layers, man. Bro, let's go.
A penny already know I got the sixth sense like VinCENT Gray, finding a penny and a nickel. My intuition knows if you friend or foes to all you foe niggas can disappear and get ghosts. No need to imitate you fake so we don't resonate. Every day you seem to wake up with a different face. When I face your blunts, I make sure that it wasn't laced. A little voice told me in the back of my mind.
Bam, we're gonna stop there. Now, this is interesting because, yeah, this is a quatrain, right? But on the fourth bar, he just kind of leaves the flow that he started here, right? So typically with a quatrain, you do couplets, you rhyme these couplets, then you rhyme the next couplet, and then you start rhyming in couplets from there. But from here, it's like he did 3 rhymes, and then on the 4th rhyme, he decided to go in a new rhyme direction. And he's going to do this a few times throughout the track. That's just his style, I believe. So that's how he's going to do it. So remember how I mentioned he's anchoring everything to the end of the rhyme, right? So his end rhymes are what matter most. No need to imitate you fake so we don't resonate. Every day you seem to wake up with a different face. When I faced your blunts, I made sure that it wasn't laced. And then he goes in another direction. So he's just anchoring off of that A sound. But let's look at this cadence though, right? Let's look at the flow. No need to imitate. That's 6, I think. No need to imitate. 6 syllables. No need to imitate you fake so we don't resonate. Then he's going to go to this 3-syllable flow that he's going to run with, right? Every day you seem to wake up with a different face. When I faced your blunts, I made sure that it wasn't laced. So catch it. It's really fast. Every day seem to wake different face when I faced blunts I made wasn't laced. And then little voice. So little voice flow-wise matches with all these little 3-syllable tricks he was doing. Once he goes from this 3-syllable trick, he's going to roll into this 5, I think. Back of my mind. That's a 4. So back of my mind, eventually in time, you'll be stabbing some spine. And at the time, I didn't want to believe him, yo. So he's dancing around with these flows. 4-syllable flow here, back of my mind, truly in time, stabbing some spine, and at the time. Then he's like, all right, I'm going to do something new. I'm going to do a whole new flow. Believe him, yo. Be evil soul, right? And then at the end, he just goes in his own direction. He's like, I don't even need to rhyme this ending. So meth to your uncle, you forgot he was your uncle too. You know what I'm saying? So flow-wise, I feel like we should pay attention more to how he handles the rhythms. If you're looking at the rhymes, it gets a little confusing because these rhymes are in random spots. They're just sprinkled like a donut almost. So a little voice told me in the back of my mind, eventually in, right? So told me in and truly in match in very unique way. It's just so crazy. You got to hear this shit. Let me run it back.
No need to imitate, you fake so we don't destinate. Every day you seem to wake up with a different face. When I face your blunts, I make sure that it wasn't laced. A little voice told me in the back of my mind, eventually in time you'll be stabbing some spine. And at the time, I didn't wanna believe him, yo. How did my cousin grow up to be evil soul? Man, to your uncle, you forgot he is your uncle too.
All right, so as you see, straight up, he's anchored on the flows, right? Here he's got some internals here with wanna, right? Wanna, cousin, grow up to be evil soul, meth to your uncle, right? But he bent uncle to go with wanna, cousin, and up to. So as far as his rhyming is concerned, I really do think he's more into the cadence and he's more into the story that we're experiencing. So what is my man talking about story-wise?
Ghosts, no need to imitate, you fake so we don't destinate.
All right, so he just mentioned fake people, right? Faux people can get ghosts. They're gone now. No, they don't exist. No need to imitate, you fake so we don't resonate. So what he's saying is you don't need to imitate a real person. You are fake. Don't even try to be real. So no need to imitate a real person or a living person. You're gone. You're a ghost. You don't exist. No need to imitate, you fake so we don't resonate. I don't resonate with you because you're not actually physically present with me. So my vibration can't feel your vibration because you're fake. You're not there. You're just empty space to me. Every day you seem to wake up with a different face. So of course you're faking it so hard that you're a different person every time I see you. When I faced your blunts, I made sure that it wasn't laced because you're always switchy and wishy-washy on me. So I got to make sure that you didn't put something in this shit to fuck me up. So when I faced your blunts, I made sure that it wasn't laced. The little voice told me in the back of my mind. So he does this interesting thing. It's like double on both sides, right? The little voice told him in the back of his mind that he has to make sure that these blunts aren't laced, right? And then the little voice in his head also is telling him, eventually you're going to be stabbing some spine. It's another way for him to say backstabbing somebody, right? So eventually in time, you'll be stabbing some spine. And at the time, I didn't want to believe him, yo. I didn't want to believe this little voice telling me that you're about to do something really bad in the future. That's just what it is. How did my cousin grow up to be evil soul meth to your uncle? You forgot he was your uncle too? Like the idea is you forgot you have family. You forgot that this is your people. So when I faced your blunts, I made sure that it wasn't laced comes down to this idea that, oh boy, sold meth to the fam. So big picture, it's a fucked up situation.
No need to imitate, you fake so we don't destinate. Every day you seem to wake up with a different face. When I face your blunts, I make sure that it wasn't laced. A little voice told me in the back of my mind, eventually in time you'll be stabbing some spine. And at the time, I didn't wanna believe him, yo. How did my cousin grow up to be evil soul? Man, to your uncle, you forgot he is your uncle too. Comfortable and married, had a son and 3 daughters too. Because of you, tragedy struck a family so beautiful. You.
All right, so here we go. Another example of like just internals everywhere. And it's just like visually jarring, right? It's not a bad thing. He just knows where to put these internals. But I think what we should really focus more on is the flows. He's flowing more than he's accurately rhyming. So the end rhyme is 2, right? The end rhyme is 2 because of you. Tragedy stuck a family so beautiful. And then he's going to switch to got him hooked on them narcotics. Now he looked like a fish straight out of water, right? Now look, I'm a rhyme bender all day, Avatar state, right? Narcotics and water if you the bend don't work for me, right? Even if I say water, I'm like, I can't even think like a New Yorker wouldn't even bend water with ticks, right? So I didn't count that one. I put water. I made water match with seizures, right? Because the ER on that works better for me. But yeah, then he's gonna change the flow and anchor himself into a whole new position, man. So watch me run this back. Pay attention to the flows. The flows are far more important. 3 daughters, 2, because of you. Tragedy struck a family so beautiful. So that's a 3-syllable cadence, 3-syllable flow. And then got him hooked on them narcotics. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5-syllable. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is perfectly bracketed, right? We got the 5-syllable on them narcotics, straight out of water matching. Seizures from them withdrawals, auntie getting sick of, she decides to kick him. Those all come together cadence wise, but he's bending and playing with these rhymes in very unique ways, right? Sick of and kick him are like he's bending them. He's bending these rhymes. Sick of, she decides to kick her, right? He bent it really well. And then once again, at the end, on the end of the quatrain, the 4th bar of this set, he goes in a whole new direction rhyme wise. So let's run it back. You gonna hear it. You gonna feel it.
Comfortable and married, had a son and 3 daughters too. Because of you, tragedy struck a family so beautiful. You got him hooked on them narcotics, and now he look like a fish straight out of water. The seizures from them withdrawals, my auntie's getting sick of all the bullshit, so she decides to kick him out of their home all alone. Him in his car.
So him in his car, right? And auntie's getting sick of. She decides to kick him. Loan him in his car, right? And it's just really, it's hard bent. You're bending these, they janky, man. You've been in these joints hard, man. So out of their home all alone, him in his cars, feels like there's more of its own flow in the middle here. Out of their home all alone, him in his car. I didn't highlight it because I just wanted you to see the emphasis on these bigger flows. Really, really interesting how he does his rhymes. He's actually a very unique rhymer compared to a lot of cats we work on here. Now, as I mentioned before, he's anchoring everything, but the internals make you get like a headache, man. They really do. But yeah, let's go though. What's he saying? What's my man talking about though? What's the whole story here?
He is your uncle too, comfortable and married, had a son and 3 daughters too. Because of you, tragedy struck a family so beautiful. You got him hooked on them narcotics, and now he look like a fish straight out of water.
All right, so this is cool. All right, so he's just describing his uncle, right? Comfortable and married, had a son and 3 daughters too. Because of you asshole, because of you, tragedy struck a family so beautiful. Son and 3 daughters. That family's totally fucked. Excuse me. You got him hooked on them narcotics. Now he looked like a fish straight out of water. He did a couple things here. You got him hooked on them narcotics. He literally made a miniature hook in the bar. Dope. You got him hooked on them narcotics. And now he look like a fish straight out of water. That was one layer. I thought that was fire. Then got him hooked on them narcotics. And now he looked like a fish straight out of water because he got him hooked. He pulled him out. The water could have been the comfort of his home. And the drugs are the hook that pulled him out of his position. So you got him hooked on them narcotics. And now he looked like a fish straight out of water. And then actually the real life version of what he's talking about is if you see him, he looks out of his mind. He looks wrong. He looks messed up. The seizures from the withdrawals, my auntie getting sick of. The seizures from the withdrawals of the drugs, right? You think a seizure is like him in bed having a seizure. No, the seizure is his attitude, him having spasms, him getting angry from the withdrawals. So him acting crazy. The seizures from them withdrawals, my auntie getting sick of all the bullshit. So she decides to kick him out of the home all alone, him in his car. So the uncle got kicked out. And now he's on his own because of this fucking asshole. So let's run it, man.
Water, the season from them withdrawals, my auntie's getting sick of all the bullshit, so she decides to kick him out of their home all alone. Him in his car.
When things fall through and time shows you the truth, you know who's there for you, who's not supposed to be. You ain't got no loyalty, that's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. When things fall through and time shows you the truth, you know who's there for you, who's not supposed to be. You ain't got no loyalty. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me.
Now Johnny is withdrawn and Jody is pissed off. She's fighting every bitch, fist swinging like Chris Brown. Britney disappeared, I haven't talked to her in years. She's hanging in the dark like a broken chandelier, and I fear.
All right, so we going straight to the cadence. It's too much going on here, right? Because if I go off the individuals, they're not going to land in the way that you think they are. So let's go off the cadence right now. Let's go off the flow. Johnny is withdrawn. Jody is pissed off. Fighting every bitch, fist swinging like Chris Brown, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, Johnny is withdrawn. That's 5 syllables. Excuse me. So he's dancing around these 5 syllables. Britney disappeared, another 5 syllable. Talked to her in years. Hanging in the dark, another 5 syllables. Nothing rhymes here, but he has that 5 syllable swing, like a broken chandelier, right? So all of that comes together. Johnny is withdrawn, Jody is pissed off, fighting every bitch, swinging like Chris Brown. Britney disappeared, talked to her in years, hanging in the dark, broken chandelier. Nice. Now, if you go for the individual in rhymes, it's just like convoluted in a weird way. Drawn and off are matching. And then I think he was matching off with Brown, but Brown can't bend with off or drawn, so I didn't count it. Britney disappeared. I haven't talked to her in years, hanging in the dark like a broken chandelier. So we got the ear sound, and I fear, and he's anchored to that. I fear for Lil Jackie, and now we're going to another end rhyme. Jackie, acting, happy. Then we're gonna move to mask off, right? But something happens on these last 2 bars where I'm just trying to figure out what happened here. This last bar here on the end of the quatrain, he just does what he wants, right? This is catastrophic and you caused this catastrophe, right? So I think the catastrophe is supposed to match with acting, right? Because we still have the at-e syllable, but this extra syllable in the middle breaks the word and it just kind of breaks the flow as well. It breaks the rhyme. So I didn't count it. I didn't treat it as a cadence. You feel me? But let's talk about the second part right here.
Yeah. I feel for Lil Jackie, even though she seems happy, I can tell she's only acting. She sees no future but refuses to take her mask off. This is catastrophic and you caused this catastrophe.
All right, so interesting. Fear for Lil Jackie, tell she's only acting. That's a 6 syllable swing. I fear for Lil Jackie, even though she seems happy, I can tell she's only acting, right? I didn't count the flow here because actually one more syllable would have made it match, right? Like fear for Lil Jackie, even though she's seeming happy, I can tell she's only acting, right? But seems is 1 syllable and it just kind of, it doesn't, I'm all about the flows matching perfectly. So I fear for Lil Jackie, even though she seems happy, I can tell she's only acting. She sees no future but refuse to take her mask off. So that also matches with fear for Lil Jackie. So fear for Lil Jackie, tell she's only acting, refuse to take her mask off. So 6 syllable swing, sounds dope. Catastrophic and you caused this. So it's an internal flow, but it's not anchored at the end of the bar. You feel me? So he's like doing this internal and then he just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever I want and just leave catastrophe in the air. But it does match with what was going on previously. It's just flow wise, it breaks. So we're gonna run it again. You'll hear what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about.
Ronnie is withdrawn and Jody is pissed off. She's fighting every bitch, fist swinging like Chris Brown. Britney disappeared, I haven't talked to her in years. She's hanging in the dark like a broken chandelier, and I fear for Lil Jackie, even though she seems happy, I can tell she's only acting. She sees no future but refuses to take her mask off. This is catastrophic and you caused this catastrophe. You got.
All right, so let's get it, man. What's my man talking about? What's he saying? What's he saying?
Me, now Johnny is withdrawn and Jody is pissed off. She's fighting every bitch, fist swinging like Chris Brown.
All right, so remember, Uncle had a son and 3 daughters, right? So Johnny, son, Jody, daughter, Brittany, daughter, Jackie, daughter, right? Now, from a writing standpoint, something about the Chris Brown line, I have to talk about it. Johnny is withdrawn, Jody is pissed off. She's fighting every bitch, fist swinging like Chris Brown. And to me, the Chris Brown doesn't associate with the story in any way. The Chris Brown reference in my context of what I'm seeing feels a little out of date. the Chris Brown reference also feels a little disassociated to the seriousness of this message. I feel like the Chris Brown reference almost comes off as humorous and not taking the entire piece seriously. But Johnny is withdrawn, so he's not around. Jody is pissed off. She's actually everywhere, right? So if Johnny is withdrawn, he's inside. Jody is pissed off. She's out there, like she's going crazy, right? She's fighting every bitch, fist swinging like Chris Brown. Brittany disappeared. I haven't talked to her in years, so she's gone too. She's hanging in the dark like a broken chandelier. So of course, her light is gone. If she's hanging in the dark, she's hanging in the dark as if not to be there, but also symbolically and metaphorically, she's hanging in the dark, not working, not doing anything, like a broken chandelier. A broken chandelier doesn't produce light, or it probably doesn't hang right. So Brittany disappeared. I haven't talked to her in years. And if Brittany was a vivid light, that makes more sense to me. So Brittany disappeared, which is her light disappeared. I haven't talked to her in years. She's hanging in the dark like a broken chandelier. And I fear for little Jackie, even though she seems happy, I can tell she's only acting. So she's actually around, but there is a facade here. She's wearing her mask. Even though she seems happy, I can tell she's only acting. He sees right through her because he still has his sixth sense. She sees no future, but refused to take her mask off. So she doesn't look forward to anything. This is catastrophic, period, the entire thing. And this individual in question in this song caused this catastrophe. Now, as a writer, I do have an idea about this. This song is serious to me, and I don't want to critique a man's song on a subject so personal and serious. But this is catastrophic, and you cause this catastrophe is, to me, redundancy or even repetitious, right? This is catastrophic works. You cause this catastrophe almost is saying this is catastrophic again. This is catastrophic, and this is catastrophic because of you. That's what it sounds like. So yeah, just my honest notes, man.
Dead to me, that's why you're dead to me. Now Johnny is withdrawn and Jody is pissed off. She's fighting every bitch, fist swinging like Chris Brown. Brittany disappeared, I haven't talked to her in years. She's hanging in the dark like a broken chandelier, and I fear for little Jackie, even though she seems happy, I can tell she's only acting. She sees no future but refuses to take her mask off. This is catastrophic and you caused this catastrophe. You got some audacity to be dapping me up. We not on the same frequency, don't be calling me up. You lucky I learned this recently, I would've fucked you up the last time I came home. I really did know to.
All right, so once again, we got a quatrain, 4 bars, and on the 4th bar, you're going to do whatever you want. You're going in a whole new direction. So dapping me up, don't be calling me up. So the end rhyme, up, matches with up, fucked and up. But cadence wise, he's like, to be dapping me up, don't be calling me up. I would have fucked you up, right? Audacity, frequency, recently, and lucky I learned, no, yeah. Audacity, frequency, and recently, they're all matched together. Cadence wise, flow wise, everything sounds good. And he's playing with the ease. The ease is everywhere. So you got some audacity to be dapping me up. We not on the same frequency. Don't be calling me up. Sounds dope. You lucky I learned this recently, or I would have fucked you up. Last time I came home, I really didn't know. I would have fucked you up. I really didn't know. So that matches well. Really didn't know, back in Baltimore. And then I think he changes the flow one more time just to repeat himself. I cannot believe you really broke up their home. So it's a 4-syllable swing, but it's different. I cannot believe you really broke up their home. I cannot believe you really broke up their home, right? Repeating lines, I don't mind. It's like a mini hook, you know, it does what it do. But as far as the rhymes are concerned, I really do see that he's more of a flower. You flow, brother. You got the flows down, man. So let's get it.
You got some audacity to be dapping me up. We not on the same frequency, don't be calling me up. You lucky I learned this recently, I would've fucked you up the last time I came home. I really did know till my feet landed and I was back in Baltimore. I cannot believe you really broke up their home. I cannot believe you really broke up their home.
But let's get back though. Let's get back though. What is he saying though? What are we talking about? What are the lyrics about? What is he saying? What is he saying?
You got some audacity to be dapping me up. We not on the same frequency, don't be calling me up.
All right, so I like this line. You got some audacity to be dapping me up, right? Audacity. You got some audacity to be dapping me up. We not on the same frequency. Don't be calling me up. I connected audacity and frequency. because you know you can record music on Audacity, and Audacity is in relation to sound. So you got some audacity to be dapping me up. We not on the same frequency. Don't be calling me up, right? If his frequency is higher than this individual's, that individual has no right to call him up frequency wise. Of course, you guys simply are thinking, call him on the phone, right? Nah, there's more layers here. He's going deeper. You got some audacity to be dabbing me up. You shouldn't even be talking to me, right? We're not on the same frequency, meaning like that faux shit that he was talking about earlier. If they're not there and he's not actually alive, then his frequency does not resonate with his. They do not connect. We are not on the same frequency. So we are not on the same frequency. You're lower than me and you will never reach me. So don't be calling me up from by my knee level. You lucky I learned this recently. I would have fucked you up. So I guess if he would have known sooner, he would have put hands on him. Last time I came home, I really didn't know till my feet landed and I was back in Baltimore. So he was back in his home area. And then he goes from Baltimore, his home area. I cannot believe you really broke up their home, right? I cannot believe you really broke up their home. And then he keeps going. He's going to continue from this point forward. But man, it's heart-wrenching, man. It's heart-wrenching that shit like this happens.
You got some audacity to be dapping me up. We not on the same frequency, don't be calling me up. You lucky I learned this recently. I would have fucked you up the last time I came home. I really did know till my feet landed and I was back in Baltimore. I cannot believe you really broke up their home. I cannot believe you really broke up their home. After they confronted you, now your karma's haunting you. Got yourself addicted to, then your father kicked you out. Now all you do is look around, looking like a fiend, nigga. Looking like a fiend. You looking like a fiend, nigga. Looking like a fiend. You look like a fiend.
All right. So, great example of the cadence completely driving what we're hearing, right? You is the end rhyme. He matches you again. To you do, right? And then nigga, right? But with the cadence, it's all good. It sounds amazing. The flow is dope. After they confronted you. That's 7 syllables. And he's going to swing them 7 syllables back and forth. After they confronted you. Now your karma's haunting you. Got yourself addicted to. Then your father kicked you out. All you do is lurk around. Looking like a fiend, nigga. All those syllables are matched perfectly. Looking like a fiend, nigga, right? Kind of sound like most words. After they confronted you. Now your karma's haunting you. Got yourself addicted to. I'm just playing. But yeah, 7 syllable swing sounds dope, man. The internals are everywhere, man. I would sit and go in on the internals, but I really feel it. It's more about the cadence. He's really anchored himself to this cadence concept, and it does work. He's getting the story off. He's getting his ideas off. So let's go, man. What's he saying? What's he talking about?
After they confronted you, now your karma's haunting you. Got yourself addicted to, then your father kicked you out. Now all you do is look around, looking like a fiend, nigga. Looking like a fiend. You looking like a fiend, nigga. Looking like a fiend. You look like a fiend.
That's hard to hear, by the way. All right, so after you've done what you've done, the family has confronted this individual. Now his karma's come back to him, and now he's addicted to meth. Got yourself addicted to, then your father kicked you out in similar fashion to the uncle in question. Now all you do is lurk around looking like a fiend. So the karma of him looking lost is now what we're seeing with this individual, right? Compared to what happened to the uncle. Unfortunately, though, the story hurts because 2 relatives are now out and about. But after they confronted you, now your karma's haunting you, got yourself addicted to, then your father kicked you out. Now you do is lurk around looking like a fiend, nigga. And then we roll into the hook, man.
You look.
When things fall through and time shows you the truth, you know who's there for you, who's not supposed to be. You ain't got no loyalty, that's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. When things fall through and time shows you the truth, you know who's there for you, who's not supposed to be. You ain't got no loyalty, that's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me.
That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead to me. Yeah, that's why you're dead to me. You ain't got no loyalty. That's why you're dead to me. That's why you're dead. That's why you're dead. That's why you're dead to me. Me.
That nigga dead. So conceptually, you know, he's not alive. And if you want to see the parallel of life and death, aliveness and dyingness, the concept is this individual is dead. He died. He's in the afterlife. He's a spirit now. He's not in that body anymore. He's up in the heavens, or even in a worse place. Yeah, conceptually, I saw the parallels of life and death all over this thing. I really do feel like he's got depth in his writing. Rhyme wise, I'm sitting here and I'm like, everything is where it's supposed to be, but I feel like he's more considerate to the idea of rhythm, flows, you know, all those kind of things. His rhyming and internals are just it really looks like sprinkles on a donut. But as far as the track is concerned, it's something emotional, and it taps into my idea of what a song should even be about, you know. And I feel like this is a very personal working of yours, very personal, but it speaks on something that a lot of people can associate themselves with. So overall, man, good shit, brother. You know, you ain't got no loyalty. But, you know, I hate to joke around with this kind of material because this is very personal to you, you know, and I don't take songs like these lightly. But as far as what you're capable of, brother, you got a pen on you. I see what you're doing here. Man. I like the association of life and death, though. The parallels are very dope here. So, yeah, man, if you guys are interested in getting your song broken down in a similar fashion, hit your boy up. Lyricology101 mail at gmail.com. Don't forget the mail. Or you can hit me up at Lyricology101 on Instagram. Or you can hit me up at Lyricology Tips on Twitter. If you're interested in anything else from your boy, holla at me. If you're looking for more breakdowns, holla at me. If you want Mural 2, holla at me. Just talk to me. Contact me, somebody. So, yeah, much love to you guys. Thank you for every second of your time. For real. I appreciate every one of you. It's been Lyricology 101. You know what I'm saying? I'm Andre Gaynor. And don't forget, we're the artists. Peace.